To the state of Florida and TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville.
Today we've got a fun AFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And off we go from Jacksonville.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
A former Seminole back home in Florida, it's Dalvin Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Here's Rodgers to throw. Finding Hardman here over the middle. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 7.
To throw is Rodgers. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 26. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play in the
touchdown Jets. Dalvin Cook, 25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Jets will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they zip out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, well, the defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10.
At their own 22. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Adrian Amos with a pick. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line.
Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take
touchdown. 2 touchdown passes now here in this first quarter for Aaron Rodgers.
And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Zerline now for the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
And his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off.
And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10.
At the 20. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
On play action, Lawrence.
He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence.
Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Here's Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne.
And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
Again, it's Lawrence. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
The touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Play action. It's Lawrence.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Now Lawrence.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
The kick by McManus is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. He'll buy some time right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing is Rodgers. Able to find Lazard. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Down the left sideline.
And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Breece Hall.
40 yards.
And the Jets add 6 to their lead.
Sometimes running plays hit or break so fast, there's no reaction time from the secondary. So I've got to give credit to the offensive line for creating that hole so suddenly. And how decisive was he to take that cut and just go? No one downfield there to stop him.
Zerline good with a PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Jaguars 3.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10.
Well, that's the third interception for Lawrence. Picked off by Ashton Davis.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown.